All right, people. It's showtime. This is Anthony Deloach, man, and I'm absolutely excited about being on here for another live with you guys. Hopefully, I'm showing up live on YouTube and you guys can see me. You can see me right now, man. If you guys are on with me live, I see it should be a couple people on. Can you drop a 777 in the comments or in the chat for me, the live chat? If you could do that for me, that'll be absolutely phenomenal. Let me know that you can hear me loud and clear and that you can see me. I've been having some trouble with my lighting, but today, man, it looks like that lighting is going very well, and I'm excited about it, guys. We got some incredible stuff that we're going to be sharing, that I'm going to be sharing with you all today. We're going to talk about passive income, and if you guys know me, I'm very passionate about passive income and about creating passive income. Some of you all know me from the space of cryptocurrency and creating passive income through cryptocurrency. And that is one of my loves. And I'm going to talk about that today, but I'm not only going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about passive income in general. And we're going to talk about why you need it and how to create it. Right. So I thought this was absolutely necessary. Had a few people reach out to me and it was like, Anthony, I need more passive income in my life. Right. And I totally understand where they are. I found myself in the same place a few years ago where all of my income was from what I was doing, from my work, from my job. All of my income was what we call linear income. Now, I don't know if you guys ever heard of that term or heard people call it that linear income, but I was in that space. Anybody else been in that space before? Drop a 1 in the chat. You guys know how I do on my lives. I like to get you guys involved. This is more of a conversation, so I want to get you guys to participate with me today. And I want to see if anybody's been in that space just like me, man. I was in that space a few years ago. The only way I was making income was what I was going into work, trading my hours for my dollars, and that's what was happening for me. And I needed to get out of that rut, right? I needed to find a way to get myself out of that rut of just going to work, getting that check, and making money only that way. Why? Because if something happened to me, my family was distraught, besides if I had some life insurance and things like that, right? But if I stopped whatever I was doing, or I couldn't do what I was doing anymore, my income stopped, right? And I realized that. So I said, man, it's got to be a better way. And I started looking around at other people that were making passive income. I started looking around at other people who were living a life of freedom. They had more money coming in passively than the money that they were working for. So they got to live life on their own terms, and they got to live a life that I really loved, that was freedom, right? And so I started looking at those people who were living a life of freedom like that, right? Because I said, man, if they could do it, then I could do it. I'm just one of those people that feel like, man, if somebody else can do it, then definitely I can do it as well. Do y'all feel like that as well? Let me know. Y'all let me know in the comments, in the live chat, if y'all feel that way as well. If somebody else can do it, then I can do it. So I want to look at other people, and here's what I stopped doing. I just listened to the people who could really give me that advice, that really had the results that I wanted, and I stopped listening to people who didn't have the results that I wanted. That's a key right there. I stopped taking advice and listening to people who weren't living the lifestyle that I wanted, that who weren't living, with the income potential that I wanted. I stopped listening to them. Everybody wants to talk to you about money, but a lot of times they don't have the results. They don't have the lifestyle. They don't have anything that you want. And here's what somebody told me a long time ago. They said, if you buy somebody else's opinion, then you buy their lifestyle. If you buy somebody else's advice, you buy into somebody else's advice, what you're really buying is their lifestyle. And so I said, well, you know what? I want to get some advice from people who were much further ahead than me, and the people who already were creating those incredible results. And I did. I found a mentor of mine. He was an 8-figure earner. He had created some phenomenal success, and I started listening to him. But I want y'all to get this. The first thing I started doing, I didn't just jump in and say, hey, look, whatever he's doing, I'm going to do. That's cool. I didn't do that, right? The first thing that I knew, because he talked about this, is to get my mindset right. The first thing you need to do, if you're going to shift yourself from where you are to where you want to be, if you're going to have that quantum leap from where you are to where you want to be, the first thing that you're going to have to do is shift your mindset. You're going to have to start thinking differently. I tell people all the time, and I'm going to show it in an illustration today, that the world is quickly being divided, or it has been divided into two major classes. We have the poor and middle class, and then we have the rich and wealthy. Guys, you're going to see that. And you even can see that the middle class is being rapidly eliminated. I don't know if you guys have noticed it like I noticed it. The middle class is being rapidly eliminated. Have you guys seen that? We're really going into that society that they always talked about, where we're going to just have the haves and the have-nots, right? And you can fight against that if you want to, or you can decide which side you want to be on. You can work towards being on which side is best for you, which side is going to be best for your family. And see, I made the decision, and I understand that the side for me and my family is to get ourselves to the rich and wealthy side. And so what we're going to have to do is to find out how the rich and wealthy people think and what they're doing. And when we figure that out, we can put ourselves in position to be a part of the top 1% and a part of the rich and wealthy, right? Instead of fighting to stay in the middle class. See, a lot of people find themselves on the defensive, where they're just saying, hey, look, I'm just trying out here, just trying to survive and keep from losing. So you know what? They're just playing on the defensive. But the great thing is when you change your mindset and say, look, I'm out here and I'm playing this game to win. I'm playing to win it. I'm in it to win it. And I'm going to do what it takes to win for me and my family. Anybody else made that commitment? Anybody else ready to make that commitment to do what it takes to win for you and your family, your community, and those who mean the most for you? If you are ready for that, just put yes in the chat, guys. I know I'm a little excited, but I get passionate about this because it's so important. Yes, we're going to jump into why you need passive income. And I personally feel that everybody needs passive income. If you do not create some passive income in your life, you're going to work yourself to the bone until you die. And there will be nothing left to leave to your family and all of that type of stuff, right? And so what I want to tell you guys is that you got to change that. We got to shift this thing, right? And it's up to us. We have to be the catalyst that's going to shift things for us. We have to be the catalyst we have to make the decision. Do you know that a lot of times family generations and things in families are shifted by one person who's willing to step outside of the box and say, hey, look, the buck stops here with me. Everything changes from this moment forward. I am going to be the game changer. I am the one. All right. So that is what we're going to talk about here today, man. We're going to talk about changing the game, and we're going to shift, right? What we're going to do is shift from thinking like poor and middle class. We're going to think like rich and wealthy people. And here's what the difference is. The difference is how they think. The difference between the two classes is how they think. Oh, man. So how they think. And most importantly, how they think about money. I see some people in there, y'all participating. This is great. Monisha, I see you on. Brian, I see you, brother. Yes, let's rock and roll this thing. Here's what I want to tell you guys is the difference is how they think about money. And I learned this from a mentor. I take all of the stuff that I present to you guys. It's stuff that I've learned from other places. I implement it in my life, and then I come share it with other people. And here's one of the things that I learned, how people think about money, right? Wealthy people say, I'm going to become a master of money, so money will never be my master. Whoo! I want to become a master of money, so money will no longer be my master. So now I'm not controlled, right? So I don't just sit back and just let money control everything in my life without doing anything about it. I get the money game under control, and I learn how to create money like wealthy people, so that I can have more freedom and I can have more options, right? So that's what wealthy people say. The second thing is wealthy people look at the purpose of money and they say, well, look, poor and middle class say the purpose of money is just to pay bills, get by, and do all of that type of stuff, right? That's the purpose of money. That's how they look at money. When wealthy people get money, when they look at money as it is a vehicle to create more money for me. When they get $1, they're thinking, how can I turn $1 into $2? Right? If I get $10, how can I turn $10 into $20? If I get $100, how can I turn $100 into $200? This money should be working for me. Wealthy people think, this is how they're thinking, guys. They're saying, how can I make this money go to work for me? Money doesn't sleep. So it should be working for me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I want my money to make money a few times before I go to spend it. Right? If you do that, you say, look, I get this. If I get $100, turn it into $200, and then I buy something for $100, I still got my original $100. That I still can go and use that $100 to make another $100, and then I go spend that $100. Or what if you take the $100, if you got some time, and you take that $100 and wait till it turns to $500, then you spend $100, you still got $400. That still has earning power for you. That is the key to actually being able to do this, right? Now, let me show you guys some stuff because I want you guys to understand I have a basis of why I'm talking the way I'm talking and the things that I've seen and the analysis of stuff that I've done, all of this. Let me show you. Let me share my screen with you guys really quick. I want you guys to see this. Here's first thing, right? It was an article I was reading that came out at December of last year, but it was an article I was reading and there was a chart. There's a chart. I want you guys to see this. There was a chart on here that showed that the top 1% of U.S. earners now have more wealth than the middle class. This is something most people don't even know that's going on. Let me close these ads out. Let me get these ads out here. All right. So, but this is something most people don't even know that's going on here, right? I want you guys to see this because this is crazy once you see what's going on. Oh, let me see. It must have went up. Hold on. Let me get back to it. Y'all got to see this. Oh, there it is. All right, let me get back to it. So here's what y'all want. Do you see the decline of middle class wealth? Do you see that? This is from 1990, guys. Do you see the decline of middle class wealth? Now, at the same time, do you see the incline of the top 1% wealth? You see right now in 2020, we had a crosshair. See, nobody's really talking about this and sharing this information with the masses, right? But I want to share this. Do you see in 2020, it crossed, right? And now we still have middle class on a drastic decline. And then the 1% is on a drastic incline in their wealth. Guys, you can fight against this or you can jump from the red to the blue. This is what I want you guys to see. Jump from the red to the blue. And this is how are you going to do that? Look at what wealthy people are doing. Find out what they're doing. Now, here's one thing I want to tell you guys. We're going to start out with some stuff, man. I got some stuff that I'm going to tell you guys about. But you have to find a way to actually go in and multiply money and create passive income, right? And you got to stop. Here's what I want you guys to stop doing. Stop burying your money. Can somebody say that to me now? Stop burying your money. Stop burying your money. All right? I want you to stop burying your money. Here's what I mean by burying your money. Let me go to this screen. So let me show something with you guys. Let me share something with you. Right? This is a little PowerPoint that I put together, a little PowerPoint presentation. But I want to talk about the rule of 72. Most of you all know that I come from the banking world, right? Had great positions in the banking world. And I want to talk to you guys about what's happening right now with your money. And we used to talk about this in banking, and most people won't share this with you. Most people don't even know this financial aspect or this financial concept of the rule of 72. Now, let me share with you guys what this is. The rule of 72 is here. Most financial professionals know this. The rule of 72 will tell you how long it's going to take for your money to double. How long is it going to take for your money to double? Now, this is how this formula works. What you do is take the number 72 and you divide it by the rate of return that you're getting on your money, typically expressed in an annual rate of a return. And then it's going to tell you how many years it's going to take for your money to double. Because here's another thing people want to tell you. Money is a game of doubles. Money is all about doubling. How quick you can double and how many times you can double your money, right? Most wealthy people are looking and saying, how can I double my money? How can I double my money? How can I double my money, right? Here's what I want to tell you guys now. If you're putting your money into most of the only the traditional financial vehicles that your local bank is talking to you about, you are burying your money. It is not growing and it's not producing for you. How many of you all looked at your savings account and you noticed that your savings account hadn't grown much in the last few years? If you can be honest with me, right? I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Y'all keep it real with me. If you can be honest with me, if your savings account hasn't grown much in the last few years, as far as interest wise or anything like that, then I want y'all to go ahead and drop a 2 in the comments or in the chat for me, the live chat for me. Well, if you're watching live, drop 2 in the live chat. If you watching on the replay, drop 2 in the comments. Here's what I want to tell you. Most people, if you're being honest and you look at your savings statement, you know that your money has not been growing very well for you, right? And when you talk about doubling, it really isn't doing that, right? So let's talk about this really quick. I want to share something with you guys. Let me share this really quick. So here's what I want to tell you. Here's the rule of 72. If you take 72 and you divide it by the annual percentage rate, let's say you have a pretty good savings account that's getting you 3% per year. So you're getting 3% per year. Now, most traditional savings accounts are only getting you 0.1, 0.01%, maybe 0.5% per year if it's sitting in the savings account, right? That's for the traditional savings accounts, probably what you get. Even some money markets, that's probably what you're getting on an annual basis. That's your annual rate of return. But let's just say you're at 3%, right? If you're at 3%, I want you guys to get this. This means that it's going to take 24 years for your money to double. Now, that's not even taking into account if you're middle class. Most middle class people have less than $1,000 in savings. So let's say if you have $1,000 in your savings account and you are getting, right, 3% per year, it's going to take you 24 years for that $1,000 to turn into $2,000. How many of you already see that that's not a formula for success? There's no wealth being created taking you 24 years to do that. You got it? Now, even if we go up, most people say, well, I don't just do that. I go and I have money in other stuff, right? So let's just say you have money in a 401k, some mutual funds, or whatever you may have, right? And let's just say you're getting 10% a year. If you're getting 10% a year, I know the math. If you do 72 divided by 10%, that's 7.2 years for your money to double. It's shorter than 24. Yeah, much better than 24. But think about this, guys. It's still not a formula for creating wealth. It's not a formula for creating wealth. And this is why we have to stop burying our money, right? We got to find alternate vehicles that's going to allow us to be able to create accelerated wealth, right? Because here's what most people don't understand. Wealth is not just measured in money, but wealth is also measured in time. Oh, can y'all be real with me? Are y'all feeling me now? Wealth is not just measured in money. Wealth is also measured in time. What does that mean, right? See, a lot of people say, well, look, if you make $1 million, then you're rich. I say that depends. If you make $1 million, but it takes you 40 years to do it, I don't know. Let's think about that. Do you consider that rich? If it takes you 40 years to make $1 million, let's look at the numbers. I told you I love numbers. So if we take that means you're making $25,000 a year. If you make $25,000 a year, in 40 years, you're going to make $1 million. Do you consider that wealthy? Probably not. If you don't consider that wealthy, drop a 3 in the chat. I don't think we're looking at people who make $25,000 a year and we're looking and saying you're super wealthy. But here's the thing. If we change that, somebody who makes $1 million in a year, we might say that's wealth. You see why wealth is measured not only in money, but it's also measured in time, how quickly you are making that money. Now, if you take somebody who's making $1 million a month, then we're looking at them and we're saying, oh yeah, you super wealthy, right? So it's the time frame in which the wealth is created that it also counts when we're measuring wealth. Okay, so let's talk about this. That's why the time concept is so important, and that's why wealthy people, when they look at money, let me share this with you guys. I hope you guys pay attention to what we got here, right? Wealthy people look at money, they want to flip the script on money. They want to flip the script. So what they say is, look, I understand this rule of 72. So what I want to do is get the 24 over here, and I want to put the 3 over there. You see how they flip the numbers? I want to put the 24 over here. So what does this mean? I need to find vehicles and opportunities and ways that I can make 24% a year on my money, right? And if I could do that, you know what that means? That means my money is going to double now, not in 24 years, but now my money doubles in 3 years. So I put the 3 over here. So 24% per year that you make on your money. And now, what do you have? 3 years. 3 years for your money to double. How many people think that's better? See, if wealthy people playing the game and they're doubling their money every 3 years, while poor and middle class people are sitting their money in these no yield savings accounts, you might as well call them, and they're doubling their money every 24 years, who's winning? Do you now see why wealthy people are winning at an accelerated rate? They doubling their money every 3 years. But then you have some people, guys, let me explain this, because you're going to, you guys are going to really get it now. Let me explain this. Wealthy people take it another step. They say, well, look, what if I could get 24% a month? Wealthy people said, let me find some ways that I could get 24% a month. And if I could do that, I could double my money every 3 months. Oh, now y'all seeing that's better. If you think that's better, drop a 4 in the chat. Where you getting 24% a month, now you double your money every 3 months, and now you're playing the accelerated wealth game instead of playing the get rich never game, right? Because sitting your money in vehicles that never make you money, and then and then those vehicles double every 24 years. Double your money every 24 years, guys, you're not getting ahead. As a matter of fact, inflation is going up. The value of the dollar is dropping. All of that stuff is happening. Your money has less buying power than it ever has, and you got it sitting in a place that's not earning you any money. You got to put your money in a place where it's going to out earn inflation. Guys, I'm telling you the truth over here, and I'm exposing some of the truth now. I'm going to take this even further here. I'm going to take this even further to talk about this. Here's what most people won't tell you. When it comes to doing this, all right? I'm going to go back. I'm going to bring this back up in just a second. But when it comes to doing this, what you guys got to understand is that you first have to decide what your risk appetite is. And that's going to be different from everybody else. Why? Because when it comes to multiplying money and creating passive income, there will be risk involved. You have to decide what your risk appetite is. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. This live is not supposed to give you financial advice. Please don't take anything as financial advice. I'm in here just trying to educate people on some things that I have been researching on, and then you need to make your own qualified decision, all of that type of stuff, right? So here's what I want to tell you guys. First, though, you have to determine what type of risk that you are willing to take. Now, what I've noticed, the people who are successful, right? Even if you're starting from the bottom, if you're starting with zero, you don't have much. People email me, they reach out to me and they'll say, Anthony, I don't have a lot, but I want to get on track to start creating wealth. Here, at that time, especially when you're younger, or especially when you have less capital, all that type of stuff, what I did, let me tell you what I did. That's when I took the most risk. You said what? And usually it's the opposite. It's usually the opposite. The person who has the least amount of capital really are willing to take on the least amount of risk. But I want to tell you, we got to flip the script on money, because most of the stuff we've been taught is counterintuitive, right? Most of the stuff about wealth is counterintuitive. When I had the least amount of money, I was willing to take the most risk. Why is that? Why were you willing to take that risk when I had to listen? Because I had to I didn't have a lot to lose. I only had, look, let me tell y'all how I got started. When I got started in doing this, I had $70. Some of y'all thought I started, y'all may have thought, well, Anthony, you started this process with 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 5,000. No, I started with $70. I had $70, and that's because there was some crypto that I had after buying some Bitcoin that was left, right? I went in, I started trading. You had to buy Bitcoin to fund an exchange, to fund a broker to go trade in the Forex market. So I bought the Bitcoin. I went in and funded the broker with some of it, and I left some Bitcoin in my Bitcoin wallet. And over time, that Bitcoin, it was like $10 I left in there, but that $10 had turned into $70, right, in my Bitcoin wallet. Meanwhile, the money that I had put in the broker, I lost all that trying to trade. Right? I lost all of that trying to trade. Anybody lost any money trying to trade themselves? Drop a 5 in the chat. Y'all gonna be real with me? Anybody lost any money trying to trade themselves? I was brand new. I was trying to learn how to trade Forex. I put some money in the broker. I went in and tried to trade. I lost that money, right? But that little $10 that I had left over in my Bitcoin wallet turned into $70. Now, that was a clue for me. That's why I was looking at crypto. I was like, man, over this little bit of time, remember I told you, now I guess my wealthy mindset had kicked in because I was over this little bit of time, that 10 turned into 70. I need to look more into this thing right here. Crypto is booming. I love this. I need all of my money to multiply like this, right? And so this is when Bitcoin was on this rise up, and it was a great time, right? So I want to tell you guys, I took that $70 and I found a friend. It was a friend who was posting on Facebook. He was posting on Facebook. He was like, hey, it was all my friends. He was like, man, I got this community and we're all in here. We're multiplying our money. And we're doing all of this. We making $100 to $1,000 a day, multiplying our money with cryptocurrency. And I was like, oh, wow, this is cool. And I'm looking at it. I didn't even know. Look, I was even at the point where, like, I ain't even talk to him. I ain't even reach out to him. But I was like, man, I looked at it for a little while and he kept posting how everybody was making money. So I went on a post and I found his link. He had sent it to somebody else. He didn't even send it to me. I found where he had posted his link for somebody else. And I said, well, let me check it out. I went and checked it out. Now, I had the $70. Guess how much I put in there? I checked it out. I said, well, look, it's the thing. Let me put the whole 70 in there. What could I lose? If I lose it, I lose $70. You see what I'm talking about? Why the risk? Now, I'm not telling. Now, if I had a whole lot of money, I wouldn't risk it all. But I had a little bit of money. It was the little bit of discretionary investment income that I had. Remember, I lost everything else that I had trying to trade. So I had this $70 what I had left. I took that $70, I put it in that thing, and I started using that, and I turned that $70 into $7,000. And it was a short period of time, guys. I turned $70. And through doing that, I turned $70 into about $7,000. Now, it was high risk. I'm talking about very high risk. I put look, I'm going to tell you, it was so high risk. When I got involved, we didn't know we didn't know who owned this thing. We didn't know where it was located. It was a website up on the internet. And we were making money through crypto, right? And so we were just in there doing the thing, going back and forth. And I'm telling you, man, we got in and we did it, but it was one of the best things that happened to me, because what happened is it gave me an opportunity to be able to multiply some money. So I think it was about 60 days, something like that I turned $70 into $7,000. And then once it got to 7,000, I used some of it for other stuff, right? Other investments. I got into other investments and things like that. That's a tip, guys. That's a tip. You want to diversify. That's one of the things I'm going to talk to you guys about today, is diversify. I went in and I got into some other investments. I did some other things. I used some for personal stuff, all of that type of stuff. But here's one of the things. One of the other, eventually throughout this thing, one of the other investments I got into, I put $100 in, right? So I got into another investment. I put $100 in, and guys, this is where the real move happened for me. I put the $100 in there. Now, I started multiplying that. That started multiplying for me, but also I put a little work in to this investment in which I started sharing things with people. I started building my personal brand. I started sharing this and sharing opportunities with other people. I put a little work into this thing, guys. I started really building a brand online and doing that. And then in the same process, guys, in that time, I took that $100, which spawned, remember, from that original $70, and it turned into over $500,000, right? Over $500,000. And I'm telling now, I'm not saying that was all. It was through the multiplication. When I went back and looked at that, the $100 passively turned into about 250,000, right? But from my active work, it was about another 250,000, so over about $500,000. How many of y'all would take those type of results, right? If you would be excited about those type of results, drop a 6 in the chat for me. If you would be excited about those type of results, and look, I'm not trying to impress anybody. I'm just trying to tell you guys, the journey that I went on, and I want to share with you guys. I want to impress upon you that it doesn't matter what you started with. Remember, I started with $70, $70. Right. And so hopefully this gives somebody hope that's starting with a small amount right now. If you only have a little bit, guys, you could take that little bit and it could turn into much. And I don't want you to despise small beginnings, right? Because those small beginnings can multiply, right? They could definitely multiply for you. So I want to be an example of you guys that can absolutely happen for you. So this is what happened, guys. So that's what I did, but I started to do that. So let me tell y'all something about passive income. Remember I told you, you got to realize what's your risk appetite? How much risk are you willing to take? If you're at the lower amount that you can get started with, I think that's the time that for you to take on the higher risk things, because it will allow you to multiply your money at an accelerated rate. There are going to be some risks. There is the risk of loss. I lost some money in the process. Remember, I told you guys, I got into the one thing, turned 70 to 7,000. I got into other investments that were duds, and I lost money on those things. But the one that really kicked off for me made enough that it made up for it. I wasn't, you win some, you lose some. As long as the outcome is income, that's where you are going to be successful, right? So that's what I want to tell you guys. There is risk. Now, here's what most people tell you. Well, you got to get in something that doesn't have much risk. Guys, if you avoid risk, you avoid the rewards. If you don't have, look, everything has risk. If you go into, so people will tell you, get into real estate properties. You can get in. You can purchase a real estate property, right? But there's risk involved in that. You can get into trading, but I just told you it's risk involved in that, right? Here is the truth. There's going to be risk in anything that you do. You have to assess your risk appetite and when you should be taking the most risk and when you should decrease your risk. And how do you decrease your risk? By diversifying, right? So I'm going to talk to you guys about that in a second. So that's what I wanted you guys to know. So first, your risk, taking on the risk that you need to. Here's the second thing, guys. I want you guys to know this. Passive income, most of the time, is either built or bought, right? I got to tell you this, built or bought. Most people will tell you passive income is, I want passive income. I don't want to do any work. That's not what it's about, right? A lot of times passive income is built. You got to do some work, but you don't have to do the work forever. See, that's what I've realized is I got to do some work. But at the beginning, I do the work to create the momentum, right? And when I create the momentum with it going, I build it over time, then now it'll start working on its own. That's why successful people, they're looking at creating systems that work for them, but it takes time to create and build those systems, right? I want you guys to get that. You build those systems so it will work over time for you. It's not built overnight, right? Now you can buy, once you get more income, and once you build up your income, now, like I said, when I turn the 70 to 7,000, when I turn the 100 to over 500,000, I can take more money and put it into higher. I can buy it. I can spend less effort and do more buying. Does that make sense? If that makes sense, drop a 7 in the chat. I could do more effort. I could do less effort and do more buying. So now I could get into an opportunity, right? And I can say, well, look, I got $10,000 to get into this. It's paying me 18% per month. And when it pays me 18% per month, I'm making $1,800 per month off my money. Whoo. Y'all guys see what I'm saying? I'm making eight. Now look, once my money gets even higher, I can say, look, I'm gonna take $100,000 and I'm gonna put it over here. Now think about this. If I got $100,000 that I could go put into something that's getting me 18% per month, that means I'm making $18,000 per month off my money. How many of you all could create some type of a lifestyle off of $18,000 a month? If you could live a pretty decent lifestyle off of $18,000 a month, drop an 8 in the chat. $18,000 a month. And that's your money making money for you. You're not even spending the 100,000. That's your money making money for you. Guys, this is what I'm talking about, is finding those vehicles. And I'm going to share some vehicles with you in just a second. But this is what I want you guys to get the principle and the philosophy and the mindset behind it first. Because if you get that, then you will understand how powerful this is, right? Now, I'm willing to put in some work into my stuff to build this stuff, because I know that is over time we're going to build something substantial. Let me show you guys. Let me see if I can pull this up really quick. I want to show you guys something. How many of you all know who Robert Kiyosaki is? I know I'm talking to I'm speaking to a lot of the wealthy people. A lot of y'all already know what I'm talking about here, right? So, but I want to show you guys this really quick, right? Let me see which one is the best one. Here's the best one. This might be a good one. Here's what I want to show you guys here really quick. Y'all, Monisha says she knows who Robert Kiyosaki is. He did something called the cash flow quadrant, right? Let me add this back, and I'm going to share this tab. Here's cash flow quadrant, right? Here's the cash flow quadrant right here. On the left side of money, because we're going to get you guys over to the right side of money, right? We're going to get you from the left side of money over to the right side of money. On the left side of money over here, you have the employee side. This is where the poor and middle class make most of their money, is on the left side of money, where you're either an employee where you have a job, right? Or you're self-employed where you own a job. This is it. This is where most, not everybody, but most poor and middle class, this is how they make their money. They're either an employee, they have a job, or they're self-employed, they own a job, right? Rich and wealthy people make majority of their money on this side of the quadrant, right? Where you are a business owner, which means you own a system. It's a difference between self-employed and a business owner. A business owner owns a system, right? Now, an investor means you own investments and assets. Whew. Now, with both of them, here's what it's really about: assets. I want y'all to get this. It's really all about assets, because that system is an asset. What does this mean? This system is an asset because income follows assets. Somebody put that in the chat for me. Income follows assets. So you own a system, which is an asset, or you own investments, which are assets. You own assets. Here's those assets now bring you the income. The problem with most people is that they are their only asset. They are their only asset. So the only way they get income is through what they do, the work that they do. That's the only asset. But when you own a system, you create a system that creates assets, or you have assets and investments that bring you income. There you go, Monisha. I appreciate that. Look, so let me tell you guys this. When you own a system, that system is going to bring you income. Here's what I say system stands for: simplify your strategy to earn more. There's so many things you could do now. Can I tell you guys, YouTube is an income producing asset for me now. Guess who pays me every single month? YouTube. Every single month. It's an income producing asset. Guess what? Even on the months where I don't publish videos, I have videos that I already published one time that are still producing for me and still paying me money. I have this system that I've created where I publish videos on YouTube and YouTube pays me money. But here's what I want to tell you. It's not just the money from YouTube that's going to make you wealthy. It's the money you make because of YouTube that's going to make you wealthy. So some of the money I make is not from YouTube, it's because of YouTube. But because of YouTube, when I share opportunities and people join me, I make money. Because of YouTube, when I share valuable resources and people purchase them, I make money. Because of YouTube, I do these things. I have products that people buy and things, and guess what? They bring me money. Now, guess what? That YouTube video, YouTube already created the system. I'm just leveraging their system. All I got to do is put the video out there. YouTube is going out to find people to watch my video. So when YouTube goes out, they find people that want to watch my video. People watch my video. I provide value to them. They actually decide to get engaged, get involved with what I do or purchase from me. I make money even if I'm asleep. How many of y'all would love to make money while you sleep? Can I, if you would, drop a 9 in the chat. If you're ready to start making money while you sleep, drop a 9 in the chat. Y'all, this is what I want to tell you guys. I want you guys to understand that there's so many things out there that will allow you to start making passive income and start making drastic increases in your income to allow you to just take your income to the next level. But most people don't lack. Here's what you got to figure out. You don't lack access. You lack awareness. You just weren't aware of the things that are available, right? And then here's what the other thing is. Most people either are uninformed or they've been misinformed about these things. See, most people are either uninformed or they've been misinformed about the things that can actually bring them wealth. So I want to help. I just want to be one of the people who help change this miseducation out there. I want to be there's other friends of mine that I know are doing the same thing. See, let me start showing you guys some stuff because I know y'all ready for me to show you some stuff. Let me show you guys some stuff here. I want to show you something that's powerful. So let me go over here really quick. Most people think they don't have access to anything that's going to pay them 18% per month. Let me show y'all something. This is a MyFX book from Forex. This is a PAM account, which is a percentage allocation management module. This is available to anybody that's ready to get involved with this, right? And I want to show you this one. This is one that I like, right? This is one that I like that one of my friends is leading here. This is one of my friends in the space. He's leading this. This is called the Dragon PAM. This is Dragon Percentage Allocation Management Module. Let me tell you how a PAM account works. You can go in, you put your money in a broker, right? There's a PAM account on the broker. There's a trader and technology that they're using to trade in the markets. What you do is you come in and you say, well, hey, look, I want the trading that you do to be reflected with my money as well, right? And they will do that, and they just charge you a percentage split on that, right? They say, well, okay, we'll do that, but whatever you make from profits, right, then we just want to split off of that, right? That's how they make money. That's how you make money. It becomes a win-win situation, and everybody is happy, right? Let me show you. This PAM account got started in April of this year, and it was April 2nd, as a matter of fact. Yeah, April 2nd of this year. And since April 2nd, this PAM account has made 52% profit. Now, I want you guys to think about this. April, so that's April, May, June. That's 3 months, right? April, May, June. So in 3 months, 52% profit. Let's round that out to 50%, right? If you put 10,000 in here at the beginning of April, think about this, guys. Your money has grown. What if your money has grown to from your 10,000 has grown to 15,000? How many of you all would like that? In 3 months, for your money to grow from 10,000 to 15,000. If you would like that, drop a 10 in the chat. I just want to be real. Like how many of you all would like that? And guess what, guys? You don't have to do any of this work. It's sitting back. It's really growing passively for you, right? This is incredible right here. Now, think about this, guys. This is, you see this? In April, it got 18.72%. In May, 18.95%. In June, it's already got 7.8%. You guys see what I'm talking about here is much better than you getting 3%, 0.1%, or 1% on a savings account where your money's sitting in the bank. This is a way where you could do this, right? Now, look, here's what I want to let you guys know. People have already poured over $700,000 into this thing, right? Over $700,000. They're going to get to $1 million very soon. Now, here's what I want to let you guys know, just in case anybody looking at this, hey, look, I want to get involved in this. This is actually closing to new investors. So look, this is a private income producing opportunity here. It's a private vehicle. It's closing to new investors at the end of this month. After the 30th of this month, nobody new will be able to get in. They had this opportunity going since April. Now, the people who are already in before the 30th, you'll be able to go in and add more money to it, and you're all good. You're good to go. But after the 30th, you know, you have to find another, people who are not in, you have to find another vehicle unless they decide to open it back up later. But what I want you guys to see is how powerful this is. This is a powerful vehicle. And look, they're focused on risk management, so they're not going out blowing any accounts or anything like. They don't. I like today. I don't even. Today they made point. Let me make sure. Let me refresh this. Let me see. Let me redo these numbers. Today, there you go. That's what I was about to say. Today they didn't even trade. They didn't trade today. Why? They didn't have to. They already made 1.82%. There was some volatile stuff going on in the markets. They didn't even trade today. No percentage profit done today. That's cool. They made 7.92% this month so far. Risk management is first, right? So that's what I love about this. So this is something you take a look at right here. I'm going to put this, once this video is published, I'm going to put the information in the description of this video that will allow you guys to get started if you want to get started with something like this. Now, the minimum entry on this one is $1,000, right? So you do have to have $1,000 to put in a broker to get started on this one right now. So, but this is an opportunity for people to get started with something that is absolutely phenomenal that is doing that, right? I want you guys to understand that. Look, I have another platform that I'm using right now that's giving me anywhere, is typically doing between 15 to 18% per month also, right? 15 to 18% per month. I'll put that in the chat as well. But most people, what I'm trying to point out, not in the chat, I'll put that in the description of the video as well. But what I'm trying to point out, because most people don't get that there's opportunities out there that are going to allow you to earn passive income and to be able to double and triple your money, right? Quickly. What if you're using something that's getting 18% per month and you doubling your money every 4 months? So let's say if you started with 1,000 and in 4 months it's 2,000, and then you take that 2,000 in 4 more months, that 2,000 is now 4,000, and in 4 more months that 4,000 is now 8,000, and in 4 more months, guys, you see how in just a couple years you can shift your financial position just by having a vehicle in which you could do this. Now, also, what we teach you is take some of your profits. We do teach you to take profit. Take some of your profit and put it into more assets that are going to bring you more profit. Here's a formula that wealthy people use. Let me tell you this. Somebody put in the chat, CAC. What is that? Cash, asset, cash. What you want to do is take your cash, put it into other assets that bring you more cash. Once you're doing that, guys, here's what I want you to understand. When you have so many assets that are bringing you cash, you don't have to be the asset that brings your cash. You don't have to be the asset. I want y'all to get this. See, the reason why you have to make all of your money is because you're the only asset that you have. Your time, your effort, it's the only asset you have. But look, I want to tell you guys, take back control. And then what you're going to start do is building a leveraged wealth machine. You're going to start building a portfolio of assets that are bringing you cash. I want y'all to think about Jay-Z. Jay-Z is a billionaire. Or let's think about any of, a lot of the billionaires. I hope you guys understand that those billionaires are not sitting around with $1 billion in the bank. They're not billionaires because of the money they have in the bank. They're billionaires because of the assets that they own. I told you, all we got to do is start thinking like the wealthy guys, and we can put ourselves on the path to wealth. That's all we got to do. They're not billionaires because they got $1 billion in the bank. They don't. They have billions of assets, $1 billion worth of assets at least, right? They have billions of assets. So they have businesses they own. I was talking about on one of my calls the other night that Jay-Z, what else did he have? He owns artwork. I personally don't think Jay-Z is that into artwork. I know why he has the artwork. Do y'all know why he has the artwork? Y'all know why he has the artwork? If you know why he has the artwork, drop it in the chat. It's a store of value. He owns all of this artwork because it's going to triple or double in value. He said in one of his songs, I can't wait to give this to my kids. He said, I bought some artwork for what I can't remember the exact lyrics. I bought some artwork for $1 billion. He said a few years later, it's worth $2 billion. A few years later, it's worth whatever billion. All right. And I can't wait to give it to my children. This is the reason why he owns the artwork. Why he has all of this stuff. And here's the other thing, guys. They do liquidate. Here's what I want you guys to think about too, is having exit strategies. It's having exit strategies. Every time people like, oh, Jay-Z did this. Yeah, he sold this. Yeah, I'm going to exit out of that. I'm going to collect on the thing that I grew in value. And then I'm going to take some of that and put it into some more stuff. That's why you see him coming and buying stuff. And he's buying different things because he understands I need some assets to bring. That's why you don't see him no more. I always tell people, I say a lot of people grinding to be famous. I'm grinding to disappear. I'm out here grinding and investing so I could disappear. So I could be like Jay-Z. And they'd be like, oh, Jay-Z was sighted at this place. I want there to be sightings of me, right? Like, it'll be like, oh, I don't ever have to show up. Why? Because my money show up every day. My money show up and go to work for me every single day. That's what I want. I want my money to show up and go to work for me every day. See, my money can show up and go to work for me, even if something happens to me. God forbid, it's not going to happen. But even if something happens to me, my money shows up and it goes to work for me. So my children are still taken care of as well. I hope y'all feeling me today, man. I'm just trying to give some education and information. Here's what I know, but here's what I want. Information will change your situation. The right information will change your situation. But here's the kicker, guys. Only after implementation. I don't want y'all to just take this information and then just sit on it, right? I want you to go out, execute on it at whatever level you are right now. Whether you're at that level like I was a few years ago, like $70, right? Or if you're at the level right now where you have some more income that you can actually start with, then start with that. But find out a way that you get some passive income in your life. It's going to create freedom in your life, right? So now you're not so controlled with having to get a job. You like, here's one thing about me. Even if you own your job and you love your job and you're going to keep your job, I don't think there's anything wrong with a job. I just think it's something wrong with only having a job. Why? Because as long as you only have a job, the truth is that job has you, right? As long as you only have a job, that job really, while you're there, owns you. And why do I say that? Because you got to show up when you don't want to. A lot of times you're showing up when you're sick or tired. A lot of times you're showing up when you would rather be somewhere else. That job owns you, right? But when you get some passive income coming in and you got this thing, you got this money coming in. Oh, let me tell you, people with passive income and people with business and people who got their money together, guess what? They hard to control. They talk a little different at the job. When you know you making $10,000-$15,000 a month outside of your job, that conversation about time off is a little bit different. Say, hey, look, I'm taking Wednesday off. No, you can't. Who can't? Why not? People who got money talk back, right? Like this, people who making some money outside of their job, they ain't going there just submitting to anybody over anything, right? I'm telling you, you start talking a little bit different at that job when you got the money situation, and then you can really. Here's what I really love about it: you can really go in and start doing the things that you love to do. Most people think it's about being lazy. Can I tell you the people I know that the people I know who have the passive income and they got the money thing together, you know, most of the time they got all the freedom, but you know what? They still go out and they get busy. You know why? Because now it's not just about the money, it's about their passion, it's about their purpose, it's about their mission in life. It's about their passion. It's about their purpose and mission. So you can do what you're called to do, not just what you have to do to pay the bills. You can focus around that. You can do it at the time that you want to do it. Maybe you would rather go out and spend some time with your kids at the school, at their events, or maybe you're called to serve people at a different capacity. And what if you could go do that without having to worry about the money? That's the power of passive income. And I'm telling you guys, it's not about being, I hate being lazy. I get up in the morning early. I get up, I don't have a job. I don't have to work a job, but I get up at 6 something in the morning. Why? Because man, my purpose and my passion wakes me up. I get up in the morning and I go running every morning. I get up in the morning. This is just me, just telling you, I'm giving y'all a little bit of my routine and stuff like that. But I get up in the morning, I spend my time with God. I spend my time in prayer. I spend my time, just that time of reflection in the morning, do all that type of stuff. I get to do that. And then I get up. The next thing I do is I go out and I go running. I go run. I typically do between 5 to 6 mile run, a 5 to 6 mile run in the morning. And I enjoy that run at that time alone. Then I come back. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to take my son to school, have some time with him, take him to school. Then I'm able to go out, do that. It's just a better lifestyle, right? I just believe that is it's so much better to be in control of your time. So much better to have the money situation figured out, right? It's so much better. Yes. So 7, I believe it is 7. You can, if you go to my bio on YouTube, there's a way for you to schedule a call with me in there, in my link tree. If you go to that little link up there, there's a way to schedule a call with me. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Let me make sure I haven't used it in a while, so let me make sure it's still up there and still active. Yep, it's right up here. Let me share my screen really quick so you guys can see this. So I'm gonna share my screen right here. So you see, I have some information in here. So all you got to do is you go into the part where you go to book a call with me. You go to book a call with me, and then when you go there, it should take you over to. I changed the link, so I'll get you a link. Send me an email, Steven. Send me an email at cryptokinganthony@gmail.com. All right. They said I have to activate that a link type. I changed the link. So, but yeah. So actually, we'll be able to get it. Send me an email at cryptokinganthony@gmail.com, and then you can book a call with me. That'll be it. But yeah, that's what you do. Blue Sky said, I had a coworker that stayed on his part-time job for years, mainly because of medical and dental. Was great. He earned a lot of money from real estate and other investments. Absolutely, absolutely. Right. Those are things that you could do. You get to make different decisions. It's just here's what wealth is about for me. Wealth, rich and wealthy. It's not about just being rich and wealthy. Right. What it's about is options to me. Living life on your terms, right? When you can live life on your terms, when you can decide, right? And I always say this, the thing is, you don't want to sell your kids out to the lowest bidder. That's what most people do with like daycare and the child care providers and stuff like that. They say whoever is going to be the cheapest is who I'm taking my kids to. But maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you want to give them the best care. Maybe you want to put them, or maybe you want to give the option for your spouse to stay home. Right? And keep the kids. It could be your choice, whatever your option, whatever options that you want. Right? You can actually do those things, right? You can get out there and you can have the life that you want. Like I said, it's not, people think it's about being lazy. It's not about being, and I hope nobody's on here about being lazy. We be lazy every now and then, but it's about you actually just living life the way that you desire and getting the things that you desire. Now, look, let me tell you some other stores of value really quick, just some other things. One of the things that I do is I actually like to store up wealth with precious metals as well. And I'm about to get off here because we're at 2:02. But precious metals, one of the things, and we have an option for that. I'll put that in the comments for you as well. There's precious metals. That's a different way. If I look it up, let me see if I put it up. Let me see. Let me share something with you. I'll tell you, man, this stuff that most people don't even consider or look at here. Think about this. Wealthy people may invest in gold and silver for a number of reasons. Here's one reason, right? Gold is historically maintained its value, unlike paper currencies that can lose value due to inflation or economic turmoil. Right? Here, they hedge against inflation. This is wealth protection. Why are billionaires buying gold? You got to look at what the billionaires are doing. Gold is seen as a safe haven when it comes to investing. It's the top choice for helping against losses. Hedging against losses. Since billionaires have a lot to lose, they make it a priority to hold on to their wealth. So are they going to sit in their money in bank accounts? No, they're buying gold and silver and stuff too. So what do I tell you to do? Go buy gold and silver. I'm like, look, if billionaires are doing it, if it's good for the billionaires, it's probably good for me. Have some gold and silver sitting around. I used to have mine sitting over here on my desk, but I don't. But I'm telling you that gold and silver. There's so many different ways that we can start operating like the wealthy people at our level so we can create wealth. Here's the last thing I want to tell you guys. The other way that I love to create wealth, once again, is through my personal brand and my digital assets, right? I love the fact of where we are right now, where we have digital assets. We can look, it's so easy to build and create digital assets that will bring us income. And now you can actually do that. Those digital assets are so powerful. My wife teaches you how you can get that. She has a way for you to get done for you digital products. They're already done. All you got to do is go out and you, like I said, create the personal brand. I can show you how to do that. I have Brand Builders Unlimited, where we teach people how to build their own personal brand, leveraging YouTube, what you guys are watching me on right now, how to build your own personal brand. Right? How many how many, if your personal brand could bring you passive income, how many of you all would want to learn how to build a personal brand and leverage it to build passive income? If you would, drop, let's drop 777 in the chat. Y'all know that's my favorite number. Drop 777 in the chat. If you would, if you could build a personal brand, I can show you the simple way to build your personal brand and leverage it to create passive income. Drop a 777 in the chat. See, what I do is I show you how you can convert some of your convert some of your active income into passive income, or what's usually active income for somebody else is passive income for you because you built your own personal brand. And you leverage social media like YouTube. YouTube is my favorite platform. I don't even technically call it social media. It's different for me. But I want to tell you, it is an income producing vehicle that can take your income to the next level. It's absolutely phenomenal. So guys, look, Monisha, Darwin, reach out to me. Let's have a call. We'll have a call. We'll have a Zoom meeting. And I'll talk to you about to see if it's the right thing for you. But if you're ready, you can get in on this, start building that personal brand, and I'll show you how to turn some of your active income into passive income, or what's usually active for somebody else. See, a lot of people don't want to do this thing online because they think that they're going to have to go do something like chase friends and family, or try to beg for support, or you're gonna have to DM a whole bunch of people, a lot of different stuff. No, I share with you the way that I do it, and I teach you how to do this in a way where it really creates passive income for you. I want to show you the same way that I did it. I'm not showing you anything else like just theory or anything like that. I'm showing you exactly the way that I did it. And I'm gonna give you all the game. I don't hold back. You ask anybody in one of my communities, anybody that has worked with me personally, I give you everything. I give you the whole game. I'm not even trying to hold anything back. I want you guys to get to that next level, right? So we could definitely do that. All right, I got to get off here because I got to do some of that freedom stuff. Got to go up to my son's school. He forgot something at home this morning, so I got to go up to my son's school before the day is over so I can take it to him. Rose, let's connect. I'm going to post a comment in here. Hopefully this posts to YouTube. I'm going to put my email address in here. And hopefully I spelled that right. But I put my email there in the comments. Guys, reach out to me in email if you're interested in anything that we talked about today. That way I can get with you. We can have a call if necessary, or I can just get you the information that you need. But I wanted to put that out there so you guys can do that, right? I'm going to get that link fixed because usually I'll have you schedule a link on my calendar and it's just like that. But the link is not working. So I'll get that fixed after this call. But yep, let me go do this with my son, man. But this has been absolutely phenomenal. And guess what, guys? I'll be live again tomorrow. So go ahead and set your alarms, set your calendars. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you're following me. Make sure that notification bell is on so you don't miss any lives that I do. I want to bring some value to you guys every single day and make sure that you have what you need to increase your income, increase your passive income, most importantly, and so you can live the life that you deserve. All right. So until the next video, I hope you guys have an absolutely phenomenal day, and I am out. Peace.